Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Welcome to the online teaching academy, Ekaleva. Today we are going to continue with the remaining part of the lesson, Union Legislature. Okay, so before we go into the topic, I would like to recall what we have learned in the previous session. Okay, so in the previous session, you have learned about the different organs of the government, such as the legislature, the executive, and judiciary. And you also learned about the structures of the union government. So what is the structure? It consists of the President of India, Lok Sabha, and Rajya Sabha. And you have also studied about the parliamentary and presidential form of government. So today we are going to learn a new topic that is functions of the union legislature. Okay, so as we have completed the structures of union legislature, we are moving on to see about the functions of the union legislature. So as I told already, what is the foremost responsibility of the union legislature? That is to make laws for the welfare of the country, isn't it? So apart from making law, the parliament do various activities. Okay, the parliament perform various activities such as the parliament discuss the national important issues, and then it also pass the budget. Okay, so apart from making laws, it can also pass the budget. It will discuss about the national important issues of our country. But we are going to concentrate on the two key responsibilities of the parliament now. So what are the two key responsibilities of the parliament? The one is passing of laws. And another one is holding the executive accountable. Okay, so we are going to see these two things in detail now. Okay, so as I told, passing law is the foremost responsibility of the union legislature, that is the parliament. Okay, so the law-making process starts with the introduction of bill in either house of the parliament. Okay, so the law-making procedures in the parliament starts with the introduction of bill in either house of the parliament. Okay, and then after this, the introduction of bill in the parliament, the important principles, the underlined principle of the bill is discussed. Okay, so first you have to understand what is a bill. The bill means it is a draft of the proposed law. So at the beginning stage, uh, what is the lawmaking procedures? The lawmaking procedure starts with the introduction of bill. The bill is nothing but a draft of the proposed law. So after the introduction of bill, the underlying principles of the bill are discussed. Okay. So then after that, what happened? The bill is referred to either select committee or a joint committee. So the bill is referred to either a select committee or a joint committee of the two houses. Okay. Once the select committee submitted their report, the bill is taken up for debate. Okay, once the select committee submitted their report, the bill is taken up for debate. After the debate, once the debate gets over, if there is any need, if there is a need to modify the bill, they will do modification. So once the debate gets over, they will do certain modification in the bill and then placed before the house for the final discussion. Okay, so after this stage over, the bill is then voted on. Okay, if it is an ordinary bill, it requires 50 members of 50% of the members are needed to be present for voting. If it is any amendment, bill, Then 2/3 of the members are needed to be present and for voting for the both of the houses. Okay. So after the discussion gets over, the next stage is voting. So once the voting is completed, then the bill is sent to the houses for the consideration. Okay. So once the both of the houses pass this law, then the bill is sent to the president for approval. Okay. After this, once the president signed in the bill becomes a law or an act. So the bill has to pass several stages before it becomes a law or an act. So what are those stages? First of all, the introduction of bill in either house of parliament. Then the underlying principles of the bill is discussed, and then it is referred to either select committee or joint committee of the parliament. Once the select committee submitted their report, the bill is taken up for debate, and then they will do some modification in the bill and then placed before the house for the final discussion. After the final discussion, the bill is then voted on. After the voting process, the bill is sent to the both of the houses for consideration. Once the bill is passed by the both of the houses of parliament, it is sent to the President of India for approval. The President who then signed the bill, and then the bill becomes a law or an act. Okay. And now we are going to see about the two different types of bill. What are the two types of bill? The one is money bill and another one is ordinary bill. So this ordinary bill is also known as public bill. So we are going to see about the money bill first. So the money bill deals with the receipt and spending of money of the government, money by the government. So the money bill, it deals with the receipt and spending of money by the government. For example, we can say it includes taxes or borrowing or the expenditure of the government and so on. So all these are known as the money bill. Okay, so the money bill can be introduced only in the Lok Sabha, that too by the member of a ruling party. Understand clearly, children? So the money bill can be introduced only in the Lok Sabha, that too by the member of the ruling party. Okay, and then the Rajya Sabha cannot make any amendments in the money bill. So amendments, as I told already, amendments means change in the law. Okay, once the Lok Sabha submitted the money bill, the Rajya Sabha cannot make any changes in the money bill. The only thing is the Rajya Sabha can delay it for 14 days or to suggest something to change in the money bill to the Lok Sabha. But it is a wish of the Lok Sabha to take that suggestion or what. Okay. So the Rajya Sabha cannot make any amendments in a money bill. Okay. So in this way, the Lok Sabha is more powerful than Rajya Sabha. So listen, your children. So money bill, it deals with the receipt and spending of money by the government. Example, the taxes or the expenditure of the government, etc. And it can be introduced only in the Lok Sabha by a member of the ruling party. And Rajya Sabha cannot make any amendments in the money bill. Okay. Then we are moving on to see about the ordinary bill. Okay. So except this money bill, all the other bills are known as ordinary bill. Okay. It can be introduced either house of parliament, even in Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. Okay. It can be introduced either house of parliament. And any member of the parliament may introduce an ordinary bill. Any member, in the sense, even from the opposition party or from the ruling party, any member of the parliament may introduce an ordinary bill. Okay. Is it clear, children? Yeah. And now we are moving on to see the next key responsibility of the parliament. What is the next one? That is, it holds the executive accountable. In what way the parliament holds the executive accountable to it? We are going to see now. So through these way, so you can see some of the points are given here. Through this ways, the parliament holds the executive accountable to it. Okay, so one is the question hour, adjournment motion, and no confidence motion, and impeachment. So we are going to study in detail about what are all these. Okay, first of all, question hour. So what is this question hour? The first hour of every sitting of the parliament is known as the question hour. Okay, during the question hour, the members of the parliament raise questions. So during the question hour, the member of the parliament raise questions about what? About the discussions and actions taken by the executive. So listen, your children, what is this question hour? The first hour of every sitting of the parliament is known as question hour. What they will do in this question hour? The member of the parliament raise questions about the decision or actions taken by the executive. So here all the questions are addressed to the presiding officer. So we know we have the different presiding officer for Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So the questions are addressed to the presiding officer of the house, but all the questions are to be answered by the particular minister. If there is any question raised in the field of transportation or in the field of education, means that particular minister are answerable to the parliament. Okay, so in this way the questions are addressed to the presiding officer, but the answers are the questions are answered by the particular ministers, right? Then the next one is adjournment motion. Okay, so this adjournment motion is moved when the subject of urgent importance need to be discussed. If there is any urgent issues happening in our country, then they will pass this adjournment motion in the parliament. So for example, we can say if there is any railway accidents or any natural calamities or the border issues of India, and even now the China-India border issues are going on. So if there is any urgent importance needs, then the parliament, the adjournment motion will be passed in the parliament. Then they will take action or they will discuss about that particular matter, and they will take some resolution for that issue also. So this adjournment motion plays a vital role in revealing the various aspects of the governmental policies. So this adjournment motion consists of only one subject. So they will discuss about the one matter that is prevailing in the country, the urgent matter that is prevailing in the country. So this will reveal the various aspects of the governmental policy also. Okay. And moving on to the next one, no confidence motion. As I already told you, in a parliamentary system of government, the legislature can dissolve the executive if needed, isn't it? Do you remember that? Yes. So the legislature loses the confidence in the Council of Ministers, then a motion of no confidence can be introduced in Lok Sabha. So listen, your children, if the legislature loses the confidence in the Council of Ministers, in such case, the no confidence motion can introduce in the Lok Sabha. If it is passed in the Lok Sabha, following that, the Council of Ministers, including the Prime Minister, must resign. Okay. Okay, must resign. Okay. So listen here. So this is what about no confidence motion, children. So through this no confidence motion, the legislature can dissolve the executive. So if the legislature loses the confidence in the Council of Ministers, then the no confidence motion will introduce in the Lok Sabha. Following that, the Council of Ministers, including the Prime Minister, must resign collectively. Okay. And now moving on to the next topic, that is impeachment. So what is this impeachment? So this impeach means the serious charges against a high high-ranking public official. That is what we call as impeachment. Okay. So the parliament can remove the president of India from his or her office for the violation of the constitution. So how can the parliament remove the president of India from his office? Through the process called impeachment. Okay, so just like that, the parliament cannot remove the president. There must be some reason like a violation of constitution. Okay, so the parliament can remove the president of India for violation of the constitution by the process called impeachment. So this resolution to impeach to the president has to be passed by the 2/3 of majority of the total members of both of the houses. So this impeachment must get 2/3 of the majority of the total members of both of the houses. So it should get 2/3 of majority. So once it approved, once it gets the majority, then the president can be removed. The president can be removed by the parliament. So the parliament can also, in this way, the parliament can also impeach the judges of the Supreme Court and judges of High Courts of India. Okay, so impeach is nothing but the severe charges against the high-ranking officials. Okay, so the parliament can remove the president, the parliament can remove the judges of Supreme Court and judges of High Courts through the process called impeachment. And this resolution to the impeachment must get 2/3 of the majority of the total members of both of the houses, right? So up to this topic, we are going to end up this lesson, children. So throughout this lessons, you have studied about the Union Legislature. So Union Legislature is also called as Parliament, and you have studied about the structures of Parliament such as Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. And then you have studied about the the key functions of the Parliament. So what are the key functions? The one is passing of laws, and another one is holding the executive accountable. So with this, we are going to end up this chapter, children. To receive our online lessons, do subscribe our channel and you will get the latest updates. Thank you.